And thank you to all of you who are joining us online. This is the Jasmine T. Bryant Brighter Day Fund Real Talk, Real People segment. Tonight we are going to dive in to address and offer hope and help to those dealing with mental health challenges. If we can just be real for a minute, there are very few of us who have not been exposed, either personally impacted or dealing with the challenges faced by a loved one by mental health. It is real. Mental health challenges, the concerns, the dis-eases of the soul are a real challenge. But the good news is that we are in a forum to offer real help and real hope. And tonight's guest is Miss Tanesha Benjamin. And Tanesha Benjamin is a woman of bravery and boldness because she has come tonight to share her story. She's going to talk to us some about what it's like to live a day in her shoes. And so I encourage you to lean in, to listen in, maybe grab a notebook, because the hope is that there's something that will be shared in this time that will be beneficial to you personally, or again, for a loved one or a family member that is walking through. I'm Latoya Averhart. This is Tanesha Benjamin, and we're going to get started tonight. So, Miss Tanesha, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. I guess we'll begin where we have been beginning all week with our Real Talk segments. Tell me your story.
Well, my story, I guess it starts off when I was 16. I was diagnosed with bipolar depression. And I guess you could say I've been battling with it ever since. Like some years I'll have good, and sometimes some months it'll be bad. Like in the year, like it all depends. But overall, I've been battling with this for a long time, and it's just now starting to get a little easier. Like I wouldn't even say like I'm basically just now starting to realize that certain things are better to have coping skills with, and instead of just letting my mental illness act out. It's like my story is basically I used to literally, like, I don't know, I guess you could say that anything would trigger me.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the best word to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Any words would trigger me. I had a problem with authority. I just had a lot of issues with listening and coping and transition, and it was really hard for me. And I was in and out of like programs and stuff. And then I don't know, like one day something just came in my head, like, you know, for my kids I gotta get this together. And I started doing it. I started like one day at a time, started changing my ways, started like finding coping skills, started looking up like the ways like that I could like you could basically help myself before like going off the rockers, and starting to take my medicine.
Okay. Can I just walk back just a little bit? You say you got the diagnosis when you were 16. Can you share with me, did you have, and this is a key point, because I know so often there is a diagnosis behind a behavioral issue. And so oftentimes in schools or classrooms, people are quick to address a behavioral issue when in fact there may be a diagnosis behind that. Can you talk to me some about some of the behaviors that led you to discover, or perhaps your parents, that there was a diagnosis behind that?
Well, if you like that, it'll be like more like I was around like 9, 10, and they thought that I had ADHD because that's what they had firstly diagnosed me with when I was younger. So the teachers would like think that I was just like this like child that just wanted to act out for attention and stuff, and that wasn't the case at all. That wasn't the case. And sometimes I would even like go into corners and like literally cry, and like even though I'm loud, like I'm not trying to draw attention to myself. That's just how I expressed myself, and they didn't understand that, and my mom didn't really understand it either. I was her first kid with like a mental disorder, so like she tried her best to understand certain things she didn't understand, and I'm glad that she does now. But it took her a while to get an understanding of me. And then when my diagnosis changed at 16, it's like a learning experience for all of us all over again. Like, cause it went from teachers saying, "Oh, she's just acting out," to, "Oh, it's her ADHD," and I'm like, "No, they're saying I'm bipolar," like, and I have depression. So that's really what it is. It's not just I'm just antsy. I'm literally fighting with things in my head all the time.
You've talked some. You mentioned your kids. We're going to get to that. But talk to me a little bit about what that fight was like for you at 16 versus what it's like for you now. Can I ask you how old you are?
I'm 28.
You're 28. See, I know you don't always ask a woman how old she is, but she looks young, and she's definitely younger than me, so I feel okay here. So can you tell me what that fight for you was like at 16 versus what it's like for you now at 28?
Well, at 16, it took a lot. At 16, I didn't understand. I was just like, I got bipolar. Like, I don't know. Like, y'all, this is what y'all telling me I got. I don't know what this is, but like, I know something's wrong with me, because every time I get mad, I get too angry. Or if I get sad, I get too sad, and I don't want to be around anybody. Like, I distance myself from family, friends, everybody. Like, it's like, I don't want to be bothered with nobody. I'd rather be alone, and that's not good, because you get stuck in your thoughts when you got depression and anxiety and you bipolar. It's like your thoughts is like running rampant, and being by yourself is probably not the best idea when you first learning about your disorder.
Right.
And I don't know, like doing dumb stuff like skipping school, and like, I guess you could say like leaving out the house late at night, like doing stuff I ain't had no business doing just because I didn't understand. But I was always so angry. Like, I didn't understand why I could flip like in a switch of a light. I didn't understand. So I was like, I was acting out.
Right.
I was acting out. I was doing dumb stuff. And like, I call it dumb stuff now because I'm 28.
Yeah.
And it was dumb stuff.
Yeah.
It was dumb stuff. Like, I even was dabbling with drugs and stuff, like in my early 20s, 19, 18. So I literally had to, like, I don't know, mental hospitals too. Like, I've been in a few of those from 16 to 28. So it's like, in all of that stuff, it's like, you start to take stuff from all of those places. Like, you start to take stuff from being mentally institutionalized. You start to take stuff from, like, having breakdowns or meltdowns or blackouts, to the point you're like, you don't remember what's going on, but this is what people telling you. You start to take heed to that stuff, and like, to me, it's like, I gotta get myself together. Yeah. So I started looking up my disorder when I was like 20, 21, 22. I started really looking like into it and trying to figure out like what was the best thing for me. I would steer off, but then I would always come back, because I know what's best for me now. Like, I by that time I knew it was best for me. Like, before 16, I say 16 and like 20-ish, 21. I didn't really know what was best for me. I just knew that I had an issue, and drugs and liquor was helping me. Though it wasn't the best thing, it was helping me, because I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
It was self-medicating, right? And seeking to numb some.
Yeah.
And so 16 to 21, you're struggling, you're battling. 21, you say you made some changes, you got some information, some education about your diagnosis. And then you said experiences in institutional spaces where you were able to glean some. At what point did you really feel like, okay, I hear you say it repeatedly, I got to get myself together? What changed for you to cause that?
I got pregnant, and I got pregnant once, the first time, and I was 17, and my daughter passed away. And then I think that could have made me start acting out too, on top of like everything else. And then I don't know, like something came over me, and I was like, God, like I just want one baby, like one baby. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll try to figure out whatever you want me to figure out. I just want one baby. God gave me two. So I was like, oh, no, really, like, I can't be out here, like, you know, snapping out on any little thing or out here doing what I used to be doing. I got to literally find ways to cope and find ways to keep my mind busy so that these little girls can have the best life possible.
Yeah. So they kind of saved your life. Yeah. That's your motivation. Yeah. So talk to me some about how you cope now. I think I'm safe in saying it's not drugs, it's not alcohol, it's not those old ways of self-medicating. How do you cope now?
Now, I keep my mind focused. Like I work, I'm in school. Like I try to always be doing something so that my mind don't. It's like don't get me wrong. Just because I'm always trying to do something, don't mean my mind don't go to those places. Sometimes I could just daydream and just be going to those places, then I gotta snap out of it. But overall, me having something to do or something on my agenda helps me not do it like repetitively, repeatedly. It's like, you know, do this, do that. You gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do that. So you can't just be thinking like you might have a split daydream like, oh man, that really happened to me, or that I can't believe like I went through that, and then you gotta snap out of it and you gotta get back to doing it, because if not, you put yourself in a funk and then you get depressed and then you don't want to do anything and then you don't want to do anything. When I mean depression, you don't want to clean, you don't want to be. I feel like when I get into my depressed states, I'm not the best mom I can be. Yeah. So like it's like you don't. It's like you just try to keep your mind going. Like that's my thing. Even if it's just like listening to some music, so that like I don't even. Sometimes I listen to like retro music, like stuff like that, just like keep my mind like off of it, like the boom, boom, like stuff that just like, you know, keep your mind off of thinking, like songs, like certain songs with words I can't even listen to because it takes me to places. So.
Can you tell when you're spiraling a little bit?
Spiraling, like sometimes, like in a day, like with me, like some days it's good, some days it's bad, some days it's okay. Like some days I'll wake up and it'll be great. Other days, like I'll be feeling it. I can feel it when I wake up. Like I can feel like, yo, I'm just not in the best mood. Like I don't know why. Like some people call it waking up on the wrong side of the bed, but I can't shake the funk.
Right.
Like I can't. Like the funk is just there. Like so I try and try, and if I can't shake it, I have to take my anxiety medicine so that I don't start spiraling under control. Because if not, I can get to a deep spot to where like I'll have to shut myself in a room and barricade myself from my kids because I don't want them seeing me in this depressive state. And that's not good because they'll be banging on my door, Mom, and they 3, they about to be 4, so they be like, Mom, open the door. And I'll be like, you know, you're right, I'm coming, just give Mom a second. And my girls have autism, so they're more like clingy to me.
Okay.
So like they're like, Mom, because this is like even like other people, it's like, you know, they're like, hey, but Mom. Like I don't know, like it's like I try my best to make my days go as smoothly as possible so that my kids it don't. I guess you could say my energy don't push off onto them.
Doesn't impact them. So, in what ways would you tell or ask your family to support you? You mentioned some about your mom not understanding then, but now, understanding differently. In what ways would you tell your family, hey, here's how you can help me. Here's how you can support me.
I mean, my mom, she definitely understands now. She definitely, back then I was the first kid. She didn't know. Like, she was just like, the doctors say, just take your medicine, just take your medicine. She didn't really understand. Like, you guys have to be a part of this,
right,
too. But now that she does, she definitely talks to my siblings and tries to make them understand, like, Tanisha's not like y'all. Like, she's offended easily. Like, you can't just talk to her like the way y'all talk to each other. Like, my siblings, they didn't notice that growing up, though. Like, I was always the butt of the jokes, stuff like that. But I could say now they try to understand, especially since my little brother is diagnosed with something now. So, like, it's like, they're trying to understand. And plus, we all got kids now. And they all are going through their own, trying to figure out what's going on with their kids. So they're starting to have a little bit of better understanding. My thing is, just call me. Like, I don't know, sometimes I just be like, though I don't answer, like, they'll tell me all the time, like, we be blowing you up, you don't answer the phone, like, still call me, show me you care. Like, 'cause if you don't show me you care, I feel like I'm alone. Like, though I may not answer because my brain is telling me don't answer the phone. Like, I want to talk to y'all, like, and it's good to see that y'all is calling me, so I answer the phone. Like, probably, like, a little bit down the line, or I'll just click in the group family chat, and they're like, oh, we've been calling you all day, or what's going on? I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I was in my bag, I was in my bag, or I was in my feelings, but I'm good now, Like, that's how I talk to them, like, on a daily basis now. Like, and if they don't hear from me, they know, like, she got her phone, like, she's not in the mood right now.
So don't exclude me.
Yeah.
Don't ignore me.
Yeah.
Deal gently.
Yeah.
I've heard, oftentimes if someone has a broken arm or a visible injury and you bump them or, something happens, then immediately there's this outpouring of support and concern. But when the challenge is internal, it's a mental condition, it's dis-ease there because people can't see it, then they'll make assumptions or presumptions. And so when you're having one of those bad days that you can't shake, then they'll say, oh, you just need to get over it, or you're doing this, you're doing that. And right, that's not the case. So these are ways that we learn to understand, hearing from someone who is every day, right, in the fight, every day in the battle, every day doing her absolute best to make it through. Here is what it looks like and what it sounds like for those of us who walk with Tanesha and the Taneshas in our lives, how we come alongside and we support and we learn that this is something real. It's not something that you just get over. It's not something that, a quick prayer or a quick fill in the blank is going to do. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be a commitment. It's going to be about us being constant as support, constant in encouragement, and even when you fall. And if you have a bad day, us being there to say, hey, tomorrow's a new day, and you'll get through it. We'll get through it, and we'll be there to walk it out with you. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. I want to say congratulations because you are in the middle of getting that nursing degree.
Yes, I am.
In the middle of being the absolute best mom that you can be for your girls. And I know they greatly will appreciate it, though they don't see it now. And they banging on the door when you need them in it, right? They're going to appreciate that you gave it your all, your absolute best to be the best for them. So keep fighting and keep pushing.
Thank you.
Other people need to know that they can get through, and your story will be an encouragement and a reminder to let them know just that. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you all for joining us, for listening. I hope you learned something. I hope you were helped, and I hope you walk away today with hope that you too can get through. Thank you, Tanesha, and thank you to all of those who joined us.